Riba has taken control of the economy around the world today, and mankind has now entered into a new economic slavery. The Prophet ﷺ said many more things about Dajjal, which we could not understand. No. For 1400 years, no one could understand it. He said, for example, that Dajjal will ride on a donkey. The donkey will travel as fast as the clouds. The donkey will have his ears stretched out wide. Today, it's very easy to recognize that donkey. But for 1300 years, could anyone think about the modern aircraft? Impossible. So books written about Dajjal in the past could never understand the subject fully. Never. Dajjal will enter into the ocean and the water will reach him up to his knee. He will step into the ocean, the water will reach him up to his knee. Who could understand that? For 1300 years. No one. Only a very tall man. Today, we can understand. Modern technology allows us to go down into the bottom of the ocean and pick up things, as though the water is reaching us to our knee. Dajjal will be jumping about between the heavens and the earth. Can you imagine a scholar of Islam 1,000 years ago trying to understand that? Today is easy. Today is easy. It's your space exploration and your shuttle going up and down. And so there are aspects of this subject of Dajjal which could not be understood. For 1300 years of our history, this book has come out at just that time where it is now possible for us to understand a subject which could not be understood before. When Dajjal is released into the earth, then the implications for mankind will be perilous. But for the Jews in particular, it will be most ominous. The Prophet ﷺ now begins to speak about Dajjal, and this is after the change in Qibla. He now suspects a Jewish boy to be Dajjal in Medina. The boy's name is Ibn Sayyad. So he says to Umar radiallahu ta'ala, you come with me. And they went, and he questioned the boy. But the boy was rather impertinent in his replies. And Umar then got angry. You know, Umar, if there were to have been a prophet after me, it would have been him. He got angry. He said, "O Messenger of Allah, give me permission, I'll cut off his head." If he were alive today, they would say he's a terrorist. Yeah. Those who want to teach us Islam, establishment Islam, they will say, this is the wrong Islam. Let us teach you the right Islam. Umar, sit down, let us teach you the right Islam. Yeah. He said, "O Messenger of Allah, give me permission, I'll cut off his head." The Prophet replied and said, "No, Umar. If he is Dajjal, you cannot kill him." Why? Because only the true Messiah, Nabi Isa alayhi salam, can kill the false Messiah. If he is Dajjal, you cannot kill him. And if he is not Dajjal, it would be sinful to kill him. My teacher of blessed memory, Maulana Fadlur Rahman Ansari rahimahullah, used to say in the Urdu language, and I'm sure you have a Bahasa expression for it. He said, for the one who is truly smart, a sign is sufficient. He'll understand. Aqlmand ke liye ishara kafi hai. This is what the Prophet now does. If he is Dajjal, you can't kill him. But if he's not Dajjal, it will be sinful to kill him. There's a sign in this. There's a sign in this. What is the sign? That the possibility exists that he can be Dajjal. But that possibility can only exist if Dajjal has been released. And so this event is meant to convey to us the information, but in such a way that they would not understand it, the Jews. The Dajjal has been released. Gog and Magog has been released, Dajjal has been released. Dabbatul Ard is still to come, and the sun must still rise from the west. But these two must come together. He said, if this one comes first, the other one will come shortly after. These two. Dabbatul Ard, the sun rising from the west. And so Qiyamah commenced in the lifetime of the Prophet ﷺ. But if Dajjal is released, where is he? If he's on earth, where is he? The Prophet said ﷺ, when Dajjal is released, he'll live on earth for 40 days, one day like a year, one day like a month, one day like a week, and the rest of his days like your days. I believe, and Allah knows best, that I am perhaps the first to have interpreted that hadith. Here it is on the cover of this book. Praises due to Allah. When his day is like our day, he'll be in our dimension of time. Therefore, we can see him. He'll be a young man, he'll be a Jew, he'll have curly hair, he'll be powerfully built, but I'm saying nothing about his eyes. Where would he be? In Jerusalem, ruling the world from Jerusalem. But where would he be when he's released on earth in a day like a year, and then a day like a month, and then a day like a week? Where would he be? Of course, not in our dimension of time, so we can't see him. There is a hadith in Sahih Muslim we call the hadith of Tamim Udari, which gives us the answer. We don't have the time to give you that hadith in detail, but you go into the book and you find it. The hadith informs us that when Dajjal is released on earth, he's going to be on an island, number one. Number two, the island will be about 1 month's journey by sea from the Arab world. Number three, the island will be an island that conceals his true identity. Number four, the island will be an island that specializes in spying and espionage. Which island is it? This is my answer. You don't have to agree with me. But if you say I'm wrong, you must tell me what is the right answer before you can leave. In October of 1917, it is the island of Britain which issues the Balfour Declaration. The Balfour Declaration. That it is intention of His Majesty's government, let's make it His Majesty's godless government, to work for the establishment of a Jewish national home in the Holy Land. Strange thing, isn't it? Number two, in December of 1917, the British Army defeats the Turkish Army, liberates the Holy Land for the Jews. Number three, it is the island of Britain which rules over the Holy Land from 1917 to 1948 on a mandate conferred by the League of Nations. And during that time, the Jews were allowed to return. They eventually reclaimed the land. Something that the Ottoman Islamic Empire never allowed. Number four, it is the island of Britain which presides over the birth of the Jewish state of Israel in 1948. I've only given you four. There are more. There is more evidence than this. But you might want to go and do some research now. You might want to go back and study British history one more time, as I am doing now. Go back and re-study all that I studied before. Re-study it now. I come to the conclusion that the island is Britain.